give them a kidney or a piece of my liver, because tell me how I have a whole degree, years of work experience, and I can't find shit.
I go apply to every single job in Canada. Here are my results. Out of those 49,097 applications, 28,000 gave me no answer.
Are you struggling to find a job in Toronto? Well, listen.
If you're not Indian or you don't speak Punjabi, you're not going to get a job, and that's just the way that Canada is being run nowadays.
This Ontario engineer says he can't find a job even after 400 applications.
Bro, there are no jobs in Canada, not at all in Windsor.
I have a job.
This is the reality of unemployment in Toronto.
Welcome to Canadian Rant. Imagine doing everything right. You get educated, you gain experience, you polish your resume, you follow all the rules, and then you apply for 100 jobs, 200 jobs, 400 jobs, and still hear nothing. No calls, no interviews, no future. This is the reality for thousands of Canadians right now. People with degrees are unemployed. Skilled workers are stuck driving delivery apps. New graduates are questioning why they even went to school. Canada keeps telling us there's a labor shortage, so why can't Canadians find jobs? Today on Canadian Rant, we're exposing the truth behind Canada's broken job market. Why companies are posting fake jobs. Why experience requirements are unrealistic. Why international hiring, automation, and corporate cost cutting are locking Canadians out. This isn't laziness. This isn't entitlement. This is a system that's failing the people who built it. If you've sent out hundreds of applications and feel invisible, this video is for you.
Please tell me what I have to do in Canada, in Toronto, to get a job, because it's looking like I'm gonna have to sell my soul, give them my firstborn child, give them a kidney or a piece of my liver, because tell me how I have a whole degree, years of work experience, and I can't find shit. I just graduated and I know we're in a bad job market, but you know what? It's starting to piss me off because I'm going to end up in a box on the streets. So my new videos are going to be like, hi, welcome MTV Cribs to my freaking box on the streets. I hope you enjoy my house tour. Thank you so much. That's what my videos are going to be. Stay tuned.
If you're not Indian or you don't speak Punjabi, you're not going to get a job, and that's just the way that Canada is being run nowadays. Even the people that go to school and that get degrees are not even able to get the jobs that they went to school for. If you're not Indian, you're not going to get the job. That's just the way Canada is being run right now. Best thing I ever did was get a remote job as a customer service position. It's not as hard as you think getting these jobs. It's just that you're looking in the wrong places. What you need to do is avoid LinkedIn and Indeed, because there's way too many people applying for them and they barely have remote jobs. Instead, try niche job boards. This personally the one I use, or you can use whatever one you find and just apply on there instead of like in-person stuff, because you're not getting a job, bro. It's insane.
So this year, I've applied to 49,097 jobs. I think I've applied to every single job in Canada. Here are my results. Out of those 49,097 applications, 28,000 gave me no answer. 19,500 immediately rejected me. Look at these numbers. I don't think anyone's hiring anymore. Where are all the jobs? Did ChatGPT take them all? Thankfully, by some stroke of luck, I managed to receive 1,532 interviews. Shout out to JobRite on that. I've been auto-applying to everything on that app. There's not a single job left in Canada for me. Now, out of those 1,532 interviews, 534 moved into first round interviews. That's a big drop, but it doesn't stop there. Out of 534 first round interviews, almost 500 gave me no offer. But 75 moved on to final round interviews. After 75 final round interviews, 72 rejected me. If I don't clutch these last 3 out, there's no hope for me. With God's grace, I was able to get 3 accepted offers out of 49,097 applications. So in conclusion, I ended up accepting 1 offer out of 49,097 applications. I declined the other 2 because one of them was a scam, and the other one was actually pretty good. I was pretty tempted to accept it just in case. But yeah, anyways, shout out to JobRite. Give it a try. It'll save you a lot of time. I really hope I can keep this job. Follow me if you want to see my first day at work.
Are you struggling to find a job in Toronto? Well, listen, you're not the only one. Here's the latest from Now Toronto. As the unemployment rate keeps rising in Canada, many Torontonians are sharing their frustrations online over not being able to get a job.
Whenever there's a job fair, you have hundreds of people lined up around the building trying to get opportunity.
In fact, the unemployment rate in Toronto reached 8.6% in April, with over 27,000 fewer jobs than in March, according to StatsCan. An economist from Indeed tells Now Toronto that the market just isn't very friendly to job seekers.
It's not your fault you're graduating in 2025 instead of 2022 or 2023.
Meanwhile, Canadian recruiting company Tempin says the market should recover soon and that job seekers need to keep pushing.
You have to do 3 times what you were doing before. You actually go back and polish your resume. You gotta go back and polish and practice interview skills.
Let us know in the comments. Are you struggling to find a job in Toronto right now? For more on the story, head to nowtoronto.com and subscribe to our newsletter.
Interesting news for Canada's job market. Canada's unemployment rate has dropped and job growth has smashed expectations. Canada's unemployment rate has dropped from 6.9% to 6.5%, adding 54,000 jobs to Canada's job market. While this is definitely a trend in the right direction, anyone who's currently looking for a job knows it's still slim pickings out there. And so these numbers are positive, which is great, but I'm not sure how much of an impact this has made for that many Canadians yet. The number of part-time workers is the highest it's ever been on record. And in theory, that sounds great, but in practice, I feel like that confirms my suspicions that a lot of people still don't have the full-time opportunities they need. Or that full-time opportunity isn't paying enough to survive this cost of living crisis, so it's side hustles on side hustles just to stay above water. But I'm curious, let me know what your experience has been like navigating Canada's job market. And do you have a side hustle?
This is the reality of unemployment in Toronto. I went to a job fair and this was the line to get in. And then as I got out, the line was even bigger for the people who were waiting to get in. Employers weren't actually hiring. They'd ask you to scan a QR code and apply online, or they'd ask you to sign up to their platform and things like that. Companies that were actually hiring were for cleaning and truck driving, which didn't suit me. And to be honest, this was so not worth it. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. They bribed us with a tote bag and a cookie. That's all.
I have a job. I see people still liking my video I made a year ago when I was unemployed and applying to jobs in Toronto. It did not work. As much as I tried, it doesn't work, man. It's the reality. Everything is referred. You know how I got my job right now? I got referred. So that's my only tip to you. So stop liking my video.
This Ontario engineer says he can't find a job even after 400 applications.
I'm 400 job applications in. Couple of interviews. Multiple with the same company. An hour and a half interview. No job offer.
Now the video has been shared on different social media platforms and people are reacting online and giving the man tips, with the number one tip being networking.
Bro, there are no jobs in Canada, not at all in Windsor. I really hate Canada. I want to go back to India. See, this is one of the most common DMs I've been getting in recent times. See, yes, truth is, in Canada, there are limited jobs. But the real question is, wherever you go in the world right now, because of the economical situations, the jobs are limited. And because of the changes happening in the industries, like, before IT was booming, but now AI is booming. So what are the jobs available? Did you do research in that? Number two, let's say you found out that, there is the XYZ jobs are available in Windsor or in Canada. What are you doing to get in front of those employers? What are you changing in your skill set? Are you upgrading your skill set? Are you getting ready for the new changes? That's a real question. What do you think? If you're in Canada, how is your experience with the jobs? Let me know in the comments below. Peace, Win City.
At all. They're done. The event's closed. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just here to deal with the crowd. I don't know. I wasn't the event coordinator. The event is not opening. The doors are going to stay and remain closed. No, it's closed now.
It's closed. It was 2 p.m., bro.
It's closed now. Can I get you to the exit door? The event is closed, guys. Sorry. It's over now.
Information brochure or something?
I don't. I'm just here for the crowd.
What, we waited 2 hours for the line?
2 hours per person. 2 hours per person. Millions of hours.
Of course, yeah, that's a wasted time.
सबको सम कर
Stand here.
Canada's oldest company just fired 90% of its workers. So Hudson's Bay, which has been around forever in Canada, 355 years of history, couldn't be saved by 2025. And so Hudson had 96 locations and all of them have closed. They tried to secure money through essentially Canada's bankruptcy protection system, and they couldn't get financing. So why is this happening, and is this just in Canada? Well, of course, we all know it's not. Global inflation is through the roof, and retail was actually the sector that was hit highest out of every single sector for inflation and job loss so far in 2025. In fact, even in America, 274% of retail has risen up to the absolute top of layoffs for 2025. Now, a couple years ago, it was tech. We all know that, like San Francisco, a lot of areas in Austin that were huge in tech. They took a big downturn and that bubble kind of burst for a lot of people. But now it's starting to kind of come back in another way with
Canada just had the biggest jump in youth unemployment out of all the major economies. That's right, unemployment rates for Canadians aged 15 to 24 have risen by 3.6% in the past 2 years, the biggest jump out of the top 25 economies in the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. And as of May, the unemployment rate for Canadian students in that age bracket jumped to 20.1%, the highest level seen since the mid-90s.
Here at one of Canada's biggest malls, it's a hunt.
Just resume after resume.
For teens.
I applied to like 150 jobs, and I didn't get anything.
Chasing down jobs.
It's honestly almost impossible to get a job anywhere now.
Antonio De Silva has been searching for months, now knowing all the summer roles might already be filled up.
The businesses as well, not opening up enough or creating enough job opportunities for the new generation incoming.
According to the latest jobs report, unemployment for students who want to work summer jobs has climbed this year to more than 17%, not including the first year of the pandemic. That's a number not seen since 2009 when Canada was in a recession.
This has been a brutal summer for students to look for a job. The openings are just not there.
The trade war with the U.S. getting the blame for the downturn, with many companies hit hard by U.S. tariffs on Canadian imports.
In the last few months, companies have had no idea where the economy is going. The last thing they're going to want to do is take on a few extra heads for the summer.
The border city Windsor, for example, topped all cities in Canada with an 11.2 overall unemployment rate. In second was Peterborough at a 10% jobless rate.
At this point, we are very much, the canary in the coal mine on the trade dispute with the U.S.
All of it leaving some economists to believe that another recession may be on its way. Companies so far appear to be playing it safe when hiring, not knowing what curveball the U.S. will throw next.
There's been some caution that employers have undertaken just because the situation could really go in multiple directions.
And economists add the silver lining continues to be that Canada is not in a recession just yet, despite facing months of tariff threats. And this June, the economy actually added more than 80,000 jobs, with companies still investing, showing Canada's resilience through all of this. Kamel Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
Trying to find a job as a young person in Canada right now is not easy.
I've been going to job fair after job fair. There's so much people in the same room. It's just it's very scary, very overwhelming.
Listen, the job market is so trash right now for young people that even the CNE says they received a record-breaking, listen to this, 54,000 online job applicants for the end of summer fair.
Overwhelming the amount of people that are here. I'm like, oh my God.
I would never get a response on Indeed or anything. I was looking at all the jobs, all the people. I'm like, okay, I'll be here till 2 o'clock.
Now, this surge in applications actually comes as Canada's youth unemployment rate sits at one of the highest it's been in recent years, above 14%, and that's according to Statistics Canada. And listen, the frustration is real. Young people at the fair talked about how draining the search has been, some even saying they've been applying for jobs for a hot minute now.
I've applied maybe around 30 jobs. I've gone in some interviews, but bad luck.
We applied to a lot of spaces and none of them accepted because the job market's pretty rough out here.
But fortunately for some of these young people, they were able to walk out with a job.
We just got hired. The search has been so hard. It's just so relieving finally getting a job. I'm very excited. I actually landed a job.
So I sit down. At the end of the interview, they told me I got the job. I'm like, wow, damn.
So BG Squad, let me ask you, because not many young people are as lucky. So do you know any young people struggling to find a job, and what do you think the solution should be? Let me know right now in the comments below.
What you're experiencing is real, and you are not alone. When Canadians send out hundreds of applications with no response, that's not a personal failure. It's a systemic one. The job market today is broken in ways most people don't fully understand. Companies post jobs they never intend to fill, just to look like they're growing. Automated systems reject resumes before a human ever sees them. Entry-level jobs demand 5 years of experience. And wages stay low while expectations keep rising. At the same time, living costs explode. Rent is higher, food is more expensive, transportation costs more. So unemployment doesn't just mean no job. It means stress, anxiety, debt, and shame that people silently carry every day. And here's the part that hurts the most. Canada keeps telling young people and working adults to be patient. But patience doesn't pay rent. Patience doesn't buy groceries. Patience doesn't calm the fear of not knowing how long you can survive. This situation is creating a lost generation. Skilled, motivated Canadians who are being pushed out of their own economy. And if this continues, the long-term damage will be massive. Lower productivity, rising mental health crises, brain drain, and deep resentment. This isn't about blaming individuals. It's about asking hard questions of corporations, policymakers, and a system that keeps pretending everything is fine. If this video reflected your experience, speak up. Comment below how many jobs you've applied to. Share this video so more Canadians realize they're not alone. Subscribe to Canadian Rant if you want honest conversations about what's really happening in this country, not PR headlines, because silence makes this problem invisible. And visibility is the first step toward change. Stay strong, stay informed, and remember, your struggle is real, even if the system refuses to acknowledge it. This is Canadian Rant,